Have you ever noticed that the moment you stop chasing someone, something changes? The second you stop sending the extra message, the second you stop checking if they viewed your story, the second you stop finding excuses to stay connected, the energy shifts. Not because you're playing games, not because you're trying to make them jealous, but because you finally stopped forcing what was never meant to be forced. Most people think moving on means blocking someone, deleting photos, or making a dramatic exit. Sometimes moving on is much quieter than that. It's simply choosing not to give your attention to someone who no longer deserves it. You stop reaching, you stop chasing, you stop looking for signs, and that's when your power returns. See, people often believe closure comes from one last conversation, one last explanation, one last apology, one last chance. But real closure comes from within. It comes from deciding that your peace matters more than their validation. When you stop feeding a connection, it slowly loses its hold on you. And strangely enough, that's often when the other person starts to notice. At first, they don't pay attention. Then they become curious. Then they start wondering why the person who was always there is suddenly nowhere to be found. Because absence has a way of speaking louder than constant presence. They remember the effort you gave. They remember the support they took for granted. They remember the version of you that always showed up. And now that version is gone. The beautiful thing is that you don't have to announce your departure. You don't have to prove a point. You don't have to make them understand. Your silence will explain everything that words never could. But here's where many people get it wrong. Detachment is not anger. Detachment is not bitterness. Detachment is not revenge. Detachment is peace. It's realizing that not everyone is meant to stay in your life. It's understanding that your worth doesn't decrease because someone failed to recognize it. And it's choosing yourself without needing anyone else's permission. The strongest move isn't making them miss you. The strongest move is becoming so focused on your own growth that whether they miss you or not no longer matters. Work on yourself. Build your future. Protect your energy. Create a life that feels good without needing someone's approval. Because nothing is more powerful than a person who finds happiness after everyone expected them to stay broken. So don't beg. Don't chase. Don't force yourself into places where you're no longer valued. Walk away with dignity. Move forward with peace. Let life reveal your value. And if one day they finally realize what they lost, that's their lesson to learn. By then, you'll be too busy becoming the person you were always meant to be. This version should feel familiar in theme, but substantially different in wording and delivery.